Let's get right into it. Number 10, the koala. It's modern-day Australia. Eucalyptus forests, calm wind. Cute, sleepy koalas hugging trees like they pay rent there. Everything looks peaceful. Until you realize over half of them are walking around with chlamydia. Yes, the same infection humans get. Except for koalas, it's not just awkward doctor visits. It can cause blindness, infertility, and infections so painful they literally can't urinate without severe damage. The disease spreads rapidly through mating. And koalas? Well, they don't exactly have strict dating standards. Male koalas have been known to force mating even outside breeding seasons, turning the infection into a wildlife epidemic. Scientists have been racing to develop vaccines, but the infection is still devastating populations. Some regions report infection rates of over 80%. Imagine being one of the world's most beloved animals, and your biggest threat isn't predators or climate change. It's basically a microscopic roommate you never asked for. Number 9. The Tasmanian devil. Tasmania, 1996. Wildlife researchers noticed something horrifying. Devils are developing massive facial tumors. Their jaws swell, their faces rot away, and they slowly starve because they can't eat. Turns out, this is one of the few known contagious cancers on Earth. It spreads through biting, which is basically how Tasmanian devils say hello, argue, flirt, and settle disputes. During mating season, the biting gets intense. The cancer cells transfer directly from one animal to another like a biological copy-paste. Within decades, populations dropped by over 80%. Here's the terrifying part. Their immune systems don't even recognize the cancer as foreign. It's like their bodies see it and say, yeah, seems legit. Nature created a disease that spreads like gossip at a family reunion, and it nearly wiped out an entire species. Number 8, the fruit fly. Step into a laboratory. Tiny glass containers. Millions of fruit flies buzzing around like they're late for something. Fruit flies carry several sexually transmitted parasites and fungi. One of the strangest is a fungus that literally hijacks their mating behavior. Infected flies become hypersexual. They mate more frequently. They spread spores during contact. Eventually, the fungus consumes them from the inside. Think of it like a parasite turning its host into a walking dating app, with only one terrible match. Researchers study fruit flies because they reproduce quickly, which means infections spread fast enough to observe entire STD evolution cycles in weeks. It's less romantic and more like biological speed dating with catastrophic consequences. And the scariest part? These tiny insects help scientists predict how diseases could adapt in much larger animals, including us. Number 7. The green sea turtle. The warm waters of Hawaii and Florida look like paradise. Crystal clear ocean, coral reefs, peaceful turtles gliding through the water like underwater astronauts. But many of them are covered in massive tumors. Eyes, flippers, shells, sometimes so severe they can't swim or see. The disease is called fibropapillomatosis. It's linked to a herpes virus that spreads through physical contact, often during mating or close interaction. The tumors can grow so large they act like biological anchors, weighing turtles down and making them easy prey. Marine biologists still don't fully understand why it exploded globally. Pollution and environmental stress may make turtles more vulnerable. Imagine surviving predators, fishing nets, and ocean pollution, only to be taken out by what is basically viral body graffiti that never stops growing. Number 6, the sheep, New Zealand. Rolling green hills. Thousands of sheep grazing peacefully. It looks like the world's calmest screensaver. Hidden within flocks is a disease called ovine genital mycoplasmosis. It spreads during breeding and causes infertility, inflammation, and pregnancy complications. For farmers, it's an economic disaster. Entire breeding cycles can collapse quietly without obvious warning signs. But here's where it gets stranger. The infection can spread even when animals show zero symptoms. Completely silent transmission. It's like sending thousands of wedding invitations and discovering half the guests were already sick but didn't mention it. Sometimes the biggest biological threats aren't dramatic or visible. They're subtle, quiet, and financially devastating. Number 5. The bottlenose dolphin, Off the coasts of Florida, dolphins jump through waves like they're starring in a nature documentary commercial. But dolphins have surprisingly complex social and sexual behaviors. And with that comes sexually transmitted infections, including genital herpes and papillomavirus. These infections can cause lesions, immune system complications, and fertility issues. Dolphins form tight social groups and mate frequently, sometimes using sex as social bonding rather than reproduction. It's basically a high-intelligence society where emotional networking accidentally helps diseases spread. Scientists studying dolphin STDs have discovered striking similarities to human viral infections, offering clues about transmission patterns. Which means somewhere beneath those playful smiles, dolphins are running a biological experiment that mirrors our own health risks. Number 4. The prairie dog, North American grasslands. Small prairie dogs popping out of burrows like furry jack-in-the-box toys. These animals carry sexually transmitted parasites, including syphilis-like infections caused by bacteria closely related to human STDs. The infection spreads through mating and social grooming, causing lesions and reproductive complications. Prairie dogs live in massive underground cities called colonies, tens of thousands of individuals living shoulder to shoulder. That kind of population density makes disease spread faster than rumors in a group chat. Their social success is also their biological weakness. The closer they live together, the easier it is for infections to travel. Sometimes survival strategies come with hidden expiration dates. Number 3. The black-footed ferret, the Great Plains, early 20th century. Black-footed ferrets are already rare. Then comes canine distemper and sexually transmitted bacterial infections that nearly finish them off. These infections attack reproductive systems, reducing breeding success in an already endangered species. By the 1980s, scientists believed black-footed ferrets were extinct, completely gone. Then a small hidden population was discovered on a ranch in Wyoming, barely surviving. Many infected. Conservationists launched emergency breeding programs, carefully managing diseases to rebuild populations. Today, ferrets still face extinction risks, partly because infections spread quickly in small genetic pools. It's a brutal reminder. When numbers shrink, diseases don't just spread. They corner species into evolutionary dead ends. Number 2. The honeybee. Zoom into a hive. Thousands of bees working with military-level organization. Every bee has a job. Every movement is calculated. But male drones can transmit sexually transmitted parasites and fungal infections to queens during mating flights. Once infected, queens can pass diseases to entire colonies through eggs and physical contact. One infected queen can doom tens of thousands of bees. Entire hives collapse silently. Considering bees pollinate roughly 1/3 of global food crops, their health directly impacts human survival. It's like discovering that one broken motherboard could shut down the entire internet. Sometimes global stability depends on insects smaller than your thumbnail and their microscopic dating problems. Number 1. The chimpanzee, Central Africa, dense rainforest. Our closest living relatives swing through the canopy with eerie familiarity. Chimpanzees carry sexually transmitted infections including simian immunodeficiency virus, the ancestor of HIV. For chimps, SIV can weaken immune systems, reduce lifespan, and alter population structures. Scientists believe cross-species transmission from primates to humans is what eventually led to the HIV pandemic. Somewhere in the early 20th century, likely through hunting and blood exposure, a virus jumped species. That single biological crossover eventually infected millions of humans worldwide. One viral leap, one microscopic mistake, and global history changed forever. The scariest part? It probably happened quietly. No dramatic explosion, no warning sirens, just evolution, doing what it does best. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.